Hello, my name is Tanya. I'm doing one video a week this year just to see if I can. So my videos are a little bit chaotic and all over the place. Anyway, this week I thought I'm going to share a little art project that I started a long time ago, tried to finish it recently, but am failing at this moment. I'm going to show you what it is. We'll do a little flip through, and then I'm going to draw something and talk about why I think I'm failing at this. So let's get to the top-down view. Welcome to my little green book. I started it a very long time ago, probably about 10 years. And it used to be something that I turn to when I just need to keep my hands busy. And it was a source of just mindless activity. It has drawings that don't make a lot of sense, and I have a lot of things that are stuck on the pages because I was covering up things that I didn't like. And it doesn't have a theme, but it used to be very labor intensive. I used to spend a lot of time on those very small drawings, and it was the whole point. Here's a lady with a cupcake. Probably I didn't like what I had on this page at all, so I blacked it out and then drew something on top with a white pen. That's what happened. This is the best drawing in the book. It has a story, it has a nice character, it has a lot of fun details. And now my approach has changed a lot, and I think of paper notebooks as ways to generate ideas instead of being just mindless fun. This is a fun one. They're interesting to look at. And now I'm lazy and I'm trying to spend as little time as possible on a sketch because I see paper drawings as ways to create digital art. And in that case, having a very rough sketch is enough. So I was getting lazier and lazier with this book. Like, this page is already showing a lot of signs of decay, and it's going downhill from here. This page has an index card on top of it, and it still isn't good, but it doesn't make me too mad. And this one is actually nice, even though my mountains don't make any sense in terms of geometry. This is just bad. This is a new one. I had a terrible drawing and recently I covered it up and added this little thing. It looks good, but it feels like a sketch. It doesn't feel like a finished thing because my mindset has changed about those things. This drawing is bad. It's just bad, but I'm not going to cover it up. This one is actually quite nice. And this is the beginning of a new thing that I wanted to do. I wanted to make a video about finishing this little book in a month. I failed miserably, of course, because that's what I do. And this page was a bad sign from the very beginning because it didn't work out very well. And I kind of saved it with all those little writings, but it's not good. I will cover it up. And here I started to make drawings, but my mindset here was different than it was here. I was trying to spend as little time as I could, and you can see that very, very clearly. And here I have an elephant that doesn't look very like he's happy. Here I have a dog that actually turned out reasonably well. This cat is fun, but it's not very well rendered. I was trying to make an active effort to draw more people. This drawing isn't that good, but I'm proud of myself for trying to do something that I don't feel comfortable doing. This is just bad. This is a good idea, and I had this in my sketchbooks for some time, but I couldn't figure out the composition. This isn't it, but it's a step forward. I don't know what I'm doing with it and whether I'm doing something with it. This is another cover-up, and it used to be a terrible, terrible thing, and now it's a story about how I couldn't have a good night's sleep because somebody was bothering me. And here is a nice picture of a doggy. It was supposed to help me make peace with the fact that the last drawing, the one that was behind this piece of paper, was so terrible, and I wanted to make something nice so that I would get excited to finish this project, but I failed. Now, let's make another drawing, shall we? And in order to do this, we'll take an actual sketchbook, because this is not a sketchbook, it's an art project book. Now, this is a sketchbook, and it's messy. I have things that I copied from other artists, I have just things that I drew from nature, some thoughts that I had, and some just exercises. It looks terrible. It doesn't look good at all, but that's an actual sketchbook. Like, all the things. And you can recognize some sketches that I made. So let's make a sketch. Now, let's draw something. I have no idea what to do, so I'm going to follow a formula. And first of all, we're going to include a cat. A cat. And I'm going to include a puppy because puppies are great. So, a cat and a puppy. I've learned in design school when we had illustration that in order to have an interesting illustration you need a story. And to need a story. In order to have a story you need conflict. And in order to create conflict you need to have at least 2 characters on the page. You get what I mean. That's all you need. If you put 2 characters on a page, you will have conflict. And if you have conflict, you will have a story. So let's do a very proud kitten. I'm not trying to be original here. I'm not trying to do anything particularly interesting. Let's make it a real kitten so it has big ears, and big eyes. But it's going to be like kind of independent, what do they call that? I used to feel very guilty that I'm making cats so undetailed, but as I'm watching cats in my house, I think that they look like blobs of fur a lot of the time. Is this what a puppy looks like? It's a bad idea. Look, I have figured it out. And to be honest, if I'm working on a digital drawing, this would be enough for me. That's enough for me to do a digital drawing, so I can end the whole thing here. That's why drawing in this little book is not fun anymore. That's because it doesn't it doesn't create what I need from it with the least amount of effort. Like this sketch took 2 or 3 minutes, and something like this takes 30 minutes. That's too much time for something that looks that bad. I was beginning to explain my process in here, and this video would have taken 1100 light years to finish if I did. So I'll talk about something else, voiceover. And the thing that was on my mind is that this little book is not an object in reality. It's more of a bullet point in an invisible to-do list that I have in my head. It's all the things laying around that ask to be finished, and I never get around to doing it because I probably don't want to. A long time ago, I saw myself as a future illustrator. I took it very seriously, and I enjoyed being that person that was going to become an illustrator. But this time had passed. I'm no longer willing to become an illustrator, not really. And now I'm trying to get this project finished because it's an item on the to-do list. And if I do finish it, I'm going to feel some sense of accomplishment. I'm going to be proud of myself because I finished the thing, but I don't actually care about the thing being finished. And my interests tend to change over time a lot. It's a curse and it's a blessing, and it's mostly a curse in my opinion, because when I'm trying to get good at something, I do concentrate it, and I cannot get to 10,000 hours, so to speak, because my motivation cuts off at around 4,000 or 5,000 hours. So I get kind of good. I even start to make some money with it, but with illustration, that's what happened. I started to get paid for drawing, and that's when it stopped being fun, like suddenly. One of the things that kind of happened with this particular project is that I was thinking that it was a good idea to finish it, to use it as a project. It's kind of emotional hoarding of sorts. And I need to do some emotional decluttering to get rid of this idea. Because I have tried it, and now I see that it doesn't work. And I want things to be fun because the process of working on them is fun. And as soon as it becomes about the outcome, it's not fun anymore. So I just need to let go of a lot of things. And I talk about letting go a lot. I'm actually reading a book, Start With Why. And when I think about it, with this particular project, I did not start with why. I started with what. I wanted to get something done because it was just on the to-do list. I didn't even review it. Do I want to do this? It felt like a cool idea, and I thought that it's going to look good. But now I realize that it should have been something different. I should have started with, is this going to make me the person that I want to become eventually? Is it going to bring me any closer to my theoretical dreams that I don't really know what they are? And maybe I should figure it out. That's where I am. I'm not getting rid of this project entirely. I'm going to keep it in my pencil case and see if I feel like giving it a try, because in the moment when I'm drawing, it doesn't feel that bad, but I just think that I'm doing the right thing for the wrong reasons. So I think the drawing is done now. So there you have it. I don't want to see this whole thing as a failure. I want to see that as an experiment that showed me things that I don't want to be doing. And I don't want to be drawing for fun anymore, because drawing isn't fun anymore for me. I think that the main thing is trying to turn a mindless activity that used to bring me joy just because I needed to keep my hands occupied and maybe to have my mind off something. And sometimes I would get a nice picture out of it. And I'm trying to turn it into something that would be useful for me, something that could generate ideas, something that I could turn into a digital drawing. Maybe I can just forget about all of the unfinished sketchbooks that are weighing on my conscience currently and just say, you know what, I'm not going to do this. And it's a kind of mental decluttering that maybe I can do. So that's all I have for today. I'll see you next week with something completely different.